Hello everyone, welcome back. Today I'm going to be working on my second layout for the Craft Consortium Gardener's Delight collection for our Collection Obsession series that we're doing. I hope you're keeping up with everyone's posts that they're posting through Instagram, Facebook, and of course through YouTube. There's a lot of creators playing along with us, and it's really lovely that everyone's sharing. So, in regard to what I've used from the paper pad, I'm going to be using these particular embellishments, which of course I need to fussy cut out. These are actually from the front and back cover of the paper pad. If you haven't checked out the and you want to view the whole paper pad, have a look at my first video for September with the Collection Obsession, and I'll show you everything that's in that paper pad there. And also from the paper pad, let me just move this out of the way. I'm going to be using, of course, one of these beautiful pearl eyes. It's got little touches on it, which may be difficult to see in this light, but the peas have little bits of glossy pearlized glaze added to them. So I'm going to be using this paper. And also I've got some scraps left from my first layout, which I'm probably going to use as matting. So I've got these left. I've also got a bit of the dark green cardstock that I was using in my first layout, so I'm going to use that as well. A couple of scraps of that. I will be using this green, which I also pulled to use in my first layout, and then I ended up not using it. And I will be using some white cardstock because today I won't be doing watercolor painting as I did in the first layout. I will be doing some stenciling, and I've got this great stencil, which is a new one for me. And what is it called? I don't know if it's actually got a name. Oh yes, it does. It's called Hanging Vines. So it's a TCW stencil, 6x6, and it's called Hanging Vines. And I thought, even though it is called Hanging Vines, that I might not use it hanging. And I was thinking I might turn it up that way and have vines growing as they do in the case of peas. So that's my plan. So I'm thinking of putting vines growing from top to bottom, and I'll be using some oxide inks. Got this gorgeous Mowed lawn, which is one of my favorites to use. Really lovely. If you haven't come across Mowed lawn in the Distress range, do so. You need this. It's beautiful. And then also peeled paint, which is a more olivey green. And I'll probably be using some of this at some point as well. Pine needles, which is a much darker green. Then I'm pulling in a couple of other things. So if you remember, the stamp set that goes with the collection has these lovely little rubber boots and gloves. So I have stamped some of those out, and I've coloured them already with some markers. So they're ready to go, pretty much. I might have to ink the edges, but apart from that, they're good. But I'm also going to use these, which are from a Lemon Craft collection. I might just grab those and show you. Let me get those. All right, so Lemon Craft have these two lovely cut apart sheets, which are called Cutouts 02 and Cutouts 01 from the Lem Delicio collection. And it's all foods and utensils. So it's got some perfect things that will go beautifully with the collection I'm using. I'm even looking at that now and seeing, oh, there's beetroot there, so I can probably use that also. Anyway, so I'm using these peas that I cut from that. In my next layout, I've also cut a few pieces from this as well to use as embellishments. And then I found when I was going through one of my embellishment containers, this tiny little, I think it's a wren, type of wren bird, which I'm also going to use just because it's cute and I liked it. So that's the basic idea. Let's get started. What I'm thinking of is doing tone on tone using only one coloured ink. If that doesn't work for me, then I might pull in a couple of the others, but I'm thinking I'll just go with the Mowed Lawn. Right, I'm starting with some stenciling. So I've attached my stencil to the top of the page. I'm purposely starting with a stencil at the top, even though I said I want the vines to grow from the bottom to the top. And the reason I'm doing that is that there is leaves here that are at the top of the foliage that I don't want being cut off. So if I started at the bottom, I might just lift that so you can see. If I started off at the bottom and then I moved it along, my leaves are going to get cut off, and that is not what I want. So I'm actually working backwards, starting stenciling from the top and then working down that way. It doesn't matter if the base of the plants are cut off, it'll just look like they're, you know, in the ground. All right, so using the Mowed Lawn, one of my favorites. There's our lovely pea plant, minus peas, but we'll add some of those later.